2018 has been a huge year for us here at Knowsnotes. We picked up a lot of great fragrances, but what fragrances did we pick up that really make that cut as the best ones of 2018? Check it out, we'll tell you soon. Welcome back, Fragrance Family. Ori here, bringing you another great fragrance video. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. Here at Knowsnotes, we cover all things fragrances. So if you want to learn how to smell good, you want to learn how to smell better, we just talk about fragrances, you're in the right place. So consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you never miss a new video. And of course, to all our people who've been following us for the last few months, we do appreciate your love and showing back up to check out this video. Like I mentioned in the intro of the video, today we're going over 10 scents that we picked up that we absolutely adore from 2018. Now that doesn't mean that any other fragrances we picked up are not good. They're great, but these are the ones that really took it to that next level. And some of these, they're not really new to the community, but they're new to us. So it was a little tough because, you know, we normally like to do the 7. We don't like to do 10, but for this purpose, we thought it was just too difficult just to pick 7. So without any further ado, let's go and start getting this list. All right, so number 10 on our list comes from the house of Designer Shake. And this fragrance is really cool to us because we picked it up here in Bahrain. And what's so special about that is that this is a Bahrain-based fragrance house. And to me, there's just something a little bit different about buying your fragrance from the source of the country that it came from. And it makes it a little more special. And it's always gonna bring me some nostalgia about my time I spent over here in Bahrain. And that fragrance is Shake 77 by Designer Shake. So this fragrance is really cool. It's really elegant, especially with the bottle, the entire presentation, the box. They really put forth effort into making this fragrance. And you know, I'm not sure if you classify this one technically as a niche fragrance. Maybe it's more indie because they do make some really nice, luxurious watches. But they got a great fragrance as well. This one has often been compared to Creed's original Santal. The only exception is that, from what I've been told, is that this one it feels like a little more refined than original Santal. This one has better longevity, and it just feels and smells a little bit better. And it's kind of hard act to follow, especially since Creed, you know, they're well known for making great fragrances, but lately they've been really slacking on the performance, or rather the longevity side of the house. But this one's really nice. Again, it's I didn't really pick this one just solely off of the scent. It's more for the sentimental value that I have, and you guys know me, I get all mushy with sentimental value in fragrances. But that's number 10, Designer Shake 77 from Designer Shake. Next up on our list comes from the house of Byron Parfums, and it's Mula Mula. Now, Mula Mula has been receiving a lot of attention throughout the community lately, and for good reason. This fragrance is the truth, all right? I really enjoyed this one. I originally came across this one in a giveaway over on Instagram by my buddy Scentwise, and got my nose on it. The rest was history. Had to get a bottle for myself. This one's classified as a spicy oriental fragrance, but I'm getting more of a boozy gourmand type fragrance. There's no boozy notes in this, but just the accord that it creates, that's what it smells like to me. So there's some caramel in this, some vanilla, there's a little bit of oud, there's a couple fruity notes, and I think there's some florals in this. But it smells great, awesome projection, awesome longevity, overall great performance. I ended up getting my bottle over at crystalfragrances.com. She really came in clutch for me. She sent me a few samples from a couple other houses I wanted to learn about. And she also sent me some samples of 0.9 and Pirates from Byron Parfums. And they're both great, but this one is my favorite. And I just put in an order a few weeks ago for 0.9. Awesome fragrance, but Mula Mula to me is the king of that entire lineup. So if you're looking for this fragrance, great price, and looking for some other awesome niche fragrances, go check out Crystal Fragrances. I'll leave her information down below. Tell her Knowsnotes sent you. Number 9, Mula Mula. All right, so number 8 on our list is a fragrance that's not new at all to the community, but it's new to me, and that's Grave Editor EDP. All right, so goodness, this fragrance is, I would consider my most versatile fragrance in my entire collection, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. It's decently priced. I actually ended up buying mine in a bundle on a Facebook group a few months ago, and it was pretty awesome. It was a blind buy at that. So This one is really fresh, and I would say it's probably the freshest, cleanest fragrance in my collection. Versatility through the roof. This one is great for the office. It's great to dress up. It's great to dress down. It's great for that first date night. It's great for any date night. Really love this scent, and I couldn't imagine my collection without it. I mean, there's not much that I can really say about this fragrance. It's vetiver. That's the main theme. There's some citrus notes in here. There's some oak moss. Definitely check it out if you haven't. You'll be doing yourself a great injustice if you don't. Check this out. And that's Great Vetiver by Tom Ford. Okay, so number 7 on our list comes from the House of Alexandria, and it is Havez 1984. This fragrance is great if you love tobacco, if you love boozy fragrances, if you love patchouli, vanilla, spices. This is the way to go. This is such an underrated scent to anybody who's outside of the Alexandria fragrance community. You got to check this one out if you love any of those kind of notes. Great for the winter time, the cooler weather. This one was actually my Christmas Day fragrance, and goodness gracious, I loved it. So, quick story time about Havez 1984. My wife, a few months ago, she was going through the website over at Alexandria. She wanted to pick up some new fragrances for me, and she went and explored some of the Facebook groups to find out what everybody thought was one of the better or the best fragrances from the house. And everybody kept saying Havez 1984 is of the best, is the best, is the best. So with the holidays coming up, she went over the website, added a couple that she thought I'd be interested in, and I was. And she tried to add this, but it was out of stock. So she reached out to Mr. Haney and said, hey, you know, when is it going to be back in stock? And she also thanked them for, we have quite a few bottles from the house, and we really enjoy them. Just awesome juice at affordable prices, original and inspired fragrances. So, you know, we just, hey, appreciate what you do for the community. Everybody likes to smell great, but everybody doesn't want to spend it on the leg on some of these fragrances. Anyways, he told her to be a few weeks before it'd be back in stock. She's like, okay, no problem. Went ahead and placed the order for the other scents we wanted. Waited, box came in, noticed there was 3 bottles. We only ordered 2. When she opened up the box, Mr. Haney threw in Havez 1984 for us. I mean, goodness, that's some really great customer service. It really means a lot, and you know, it just means yet another fragrance that, as long as it's still in production, I'm always going to keep it in my collection. So definitely check this one out. Check out the entire house. They get some really great stuff, and I mean, you'll thank me later. All right, so Havez 1984. All right, so number 6 on our list comes from the House of Nazamato, and that fragrance is the best-selling fragrance, from what I understand, of the house, and it's one of the more popular ones, and that's Black Afghano. So with this fragrance, what really draws me in is the fact that it's so unique. There's some incense, there's some oud, and there's a cannabis note in here that's just, it's so intriguing, and it's really nice. I particularly enjoy this fragrance during the winter time. It's perfect for those cooler days, and it's funny because a lot of these fragrances on this list are going to be better for the winter time. But you know me, I wear what I want whenever I want, and Black Afghano is no exception. But yeah, it's really, really great fragrance. It's very unique. It's different. The bottle is really cool. I'm a sucker for presentation. A lot of you guys already know that by now. And the oud, of course. Can't go wrong with oud. But yeah, it's really great fragrance. It's got amazing, amazing projection. It's got great sillage, and it's, of course, longevity. I feel like longevity might just be one of the most important traits of performance. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Of course, you want it to smell good, but if it smells good but lasts, you know, 2 minutes, then how great is it really, you know? Anyways, yep, the Black Afghano, great fragrance. I'm glad I picked it up, and I'm looking to explore more from the house in 2019. So, Black Afghano, Nazamato. Moving right along, at our number 5 spot comes from the House of Memo Paris, and it is none other than African Leather. So, African Leather, it's a fun story. Not really fun, I guess it's a regular story. But I was at the mall with my wife, and we were looking for a new leather fragrance. You know, we're kind of thinking about getting ombre leather, but we stumbled across a nice niche boutique. I think it's called Niche Garden here in Bahrain. And it was like, hey, what's a popular leather fragrance? And one of the ladies, she showed us African Leather. So I know a lot of people say that there's not much of a leather scent or accord or note inside African leather. I'm picking it up. It's not heavy. It's definitely not like your Tuscan leather. It's not like your ombre leather, but it's definitely there. But whenever I spray African leather, the first things I get is that spicy opening with a little bit of geranium, and I think there's also some bergamot in this. It's very, very light, but it's there. And then as it starts to dry down, you're getting some of the leather, that light, sophisticated leather, and the oud, beautiful oud. And then in the final dry down, I'm getting a little bit of the sweetness from the patchouli. And it's a nice fragrance. This one smells like luxury. It smells like money. I really enjoy this one. This one is one that I made a mistake. So I sprayed it and I didn't realize that I was dousing myself, because I was like, okay, smells good. I really don't smell anything. Walked out the house after spraying a few more than I should have. Got to work. People were like, man, you smell great, but boy, you smell loud. It's like, ooh. And like, I'm the only one at work that really wears fragrances like that, so they automatically know who I am. Like, dude, I can smell you coming around the corner. Not in a good way necessarily. So if you do pick this one up, please be careful with the sprays. Learn from me. Don't be that guy, all right? So number 5, African leather from MOP. Okay, none of my list would be complete without a fragrance from my favorite house, and that's the House of Creed, and that fragrance is Viking. So Viking. This is a very interesting fragrance. And I say that because it's not only is it interesting to me, but it's also one of the most polarizing fragrances in the Creed lineup, in my opinion. I think what happened when this one originally came out, everyone expected this to be the new Aventus, right? And it's not that. It's its own new fragrance, or newer fragrance. And if you look at that in that light, maybe you'll learn to appreciate Viking. But different strokes for different folks. This one is spicy. It's mature. My buddy Hoodsense over on IG, he said, Viking is what our dads and our grandads would wear, and that's a good thing. And I agree with him. It's a mature scent. It's got some moss. It's spicy. It's got some rose in it. It's slightly sweet, but it's just one of those that just, it makes you feel masculine. It makes me feel comfortable, and it's actually one of my longer lasting Creed fragrances. This one probably I place this maybe at number 3. That is my 3rd longest lasting fragrance, next to Royal Oud, Aventus, then Viking. So I was looking for this one for a long time, and it's been available, but we're looking for a good deal on it. You know, still wasn't completely sure, because the first time I sprayed this, I hated it. It's like, this is too spicy. But as it dried down, within like that 30 minutes, my wife and I were like, this is horrible. Who would ever wear this? But after we get that dry down, it's like, man, this is amazing. I love when that happens with a fragrance. But anyways, awesome fragrance in my opinion. I'm getting mixed reviews on the longevity. We all know how Creed is with the whole reformulation and formulation from the get-go. I really hope they pick it back up, but this is my number 4, Creed Viking. All right, so we're down to our bottom 3, and by bottom 3, I mean top 3, because these are the best pickups of 2018 in my collection. So it comes from the house of MFK and its Grand Soir. If you've seen our previous date night video, you kind of get a little bit of history on how I came to learn about this fragrance, but I'll do a quick recap for those who are just joining us for the first time. I won this in a sample giveaway over on Instagram. Side note, if you're not over on IG getting involved with some of these conversations and these giveaways, you're missing out, because why spend money and buy a bunch of fragrances when you have a really good chance of winning a sample before you buy? I mean, if you're not in a place where you can go out to a boutique and test some of these niche fragrances, I'm telling you, I think it's the next best thing. So definitely get on that if you haven't. But anyways, won a sample of this in a giveaway. It's like, man, the juice is great. I need a full bottle. And I'm so glad I did. Before I won the sample, I was rocking Amberwood, and I still rock Amberwood from the House of Ajmal. I would say that's my number 2 favorite amber fragrance, next to Grand Soir. Grand Soir is definitely number 1. I love it. My wife loves it. And it seems like every note that is in Grand Soir, it goes to enhance how great the amber is in Grand Soir. It's resinous, it's smoky, it's sweet, and it's perfect for those cold days. And this thing lasts forever. You'll be smelling yourself like, it smells good. And this one is another one that's easy to overspray. So my last time I wore this, I think I did 2.5 sprays. That's 1, 2, and Don't listen to me. Anyways, number 3, Grand Soir from MFK. All right, so number 2 on our list is a fragrance that's getting a lot of attention, and another one for good reason, and that's Risala from Arabian Oud. Now, if you haven't tried this one, do your best to get your nose on it because, boy, it's good. Everyone I've sent samples of this to, I've had nothing but great feedback. Now, if you're the person that doesn't necessarily care for gourmand fragrances, this one's probably not going to be for you, but I don't see how. Or if you're like a hater of chocolate, this is not for you. But if you love chocolate, you love sweet fragrances that are not annoyingly sweet, then this is the one for you. This one has saffron, rose, vanilla. There's a touch of oud. I'm not really picking that up, but the star of the show with Risala is chocolate. Oh my goodness, this one's sexy. It's beautiful. I can't get enough of this. I love it. My wife loves it. My people love it. It's an awesome fragrance. So I know back stateside this one's a little harder to get a hold of. Arabian Oud only has one boutique open in the US right now, and that's in New York. But I spoke with someone from Arabian Oud recently, and they're going to be opening up another boutique in Virginia. So maybe if they're open in Virginia, I don't know why it's not, Florida, like Miami, Texas, one of the bigger cities, or Los Angeles. But they have their reasons. Hopefully, we'll get them around the entire US and be able to get more of these out there. But if you can find this for a reasonable price, I definitely recommend picking it up. It's a beautiful scent. Beautiful, beautiful scent. I'm going to give a shout out to the boy Mr. Cologne and Joe Sent Me, because if it wasn't for Joe Sent Me telling Mr. Cologne about this one, I may have never found out about this one because Mr. Cologne told me about this one. So appreciate you fellas. You guys really helped me add a beautiful fragrance to my collection. Appreciate it. Number 2, Risala. All right, so we're down to the number 1 fragrance, my favorite pickup of the year. This is one I discovered close towards the end of the year, and I wish I discovered it sooner. Hey, you ever come across a fragrance and you smell it, you're like, man, you kind of get mad. Like, why didn't anybody tell me about this fragrance? Why didn't I know this is that good? And you know what? I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna go buy a bottle myself right now. I don't know who you're showing. Like, you're showing yourself. But anyways, that's how I felt about this fragrance. It's another one from the house of MFK, and it's Oud Satin Mood, or Oud Soud Mood, as my wife calls it. Yeah, I got a whole list of fragrances that she mispronounces or completely calls a different name. But we'll go over that another time. So this one is an awesome oud and rose composition. Now this is not just like every other oud rose composition. I feel like this is just the oud and rose composition. It has Turkish rose, there's some Bulgarian rose, there's some benzoin, there's obviously oud and vanilla, and I think there's some violet in this one as well. But it's so well done. The rose is a sweeter rose, and the oud adds even more depth to this fragrance, and it has a powerhouse. Yeah, I love this one. I've tried the oud silk mood and the oud cashmere mood and just the oud, and they're great fragrances, but they just don't really do it for me the way that Oud Satin Mood does. It has longevity, it has depth, it's great for the cool weather, and this is another one I don't think you can do over 2 sprays with this one. Otherwise, you're just clearing everybody out. You're gonna smell good, but you're also gonna annoy everybody. So if you do pick this up, be careful. I've used quite a bit of this for a fragrance I picked up last month. I don't know if you can see it, but I've sprayed this quite a bit. But this is a favorite of mine, a favorite of my wife's, and our absolute favorite pickup of 2018. So let me know how you guys feel about this one. I know I'm not the only one. I know some of our folks over on IG, they say they love this one. Some people like some of the other ones, but this one, man, this is just, it's incredible. So, number 1, Oud Satin Mood from MFK. That's it. We did it. It was really difficult to only pick 10. I would have picked the entire collection if I could, but it was a lot of these we really picked up this year. It's been an eventful year. So, yeah, that's what we got. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think down below. Like the video if you did enjoy it. And please go check us out on Instagram. I'm telling you, it's not just us, but we have a lot of people over there. They're having giveaways all the time. So you have some awesome opportunities to win some incredible samples of fragrances. And then some people, they're giving away full bottles. So I mean, you're missing out. And everybody likes getting something free. And a lot of times, all you have to do is just comment and tag a couple friends. It's that easy. It's that simple. So Happy New Year, everyone. We appreciate our love and support everyone's given us throughout this past year, and we're looking to do even bigger and better things in 2019. We appreciate it. And as always, I'm Ori with Knowsnotes. When it comes to smelling good, wear what you want, whenever you want. Stay fresh, stay blessed. We'll see you next time. Peace.
They say Mike's about to blow though. Tell me something that I don't know. With the crowd bouncing like pogos, you can come on the tour bus, just please no photos. But they're out like Somo, cause we be going off on the off nights. Cause I've been on every single song I put my pin on now. They don't know, or maybe they starting to, cause I work so hard.